YouTube, what the crap's going on, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 on the multiplayer Crossroads, which is the newest version of the Grassy Barflands. That's right, the Grassy Barflands, known to us since Empire Total War, but hey, flat maps actually look good these days. Look at this. See? CA done good. It is still just a flat map, but still, at least the outside edges look good. Now, this one was sent to me by Aristodemos, who I think posts content through my... He has his own channels and stuff, too. I'll try and go get a link to it, but I know he's another content creator on my Discord, so I'll see if I can go get a link to his channels. But this was an all-Gobbo build that he posted in the replay section of my Discord. Appreciate him put it there. I love me some all-Gobbo action, so as soon as he said all-Goblin, he had me interested. And you can see here, he's going up against the Lizardmen, which, honestly, this is a pretty risky play for all Gobbo action. And like I said, I like this kind of gutsy stuff. Now, you might be saying, Air, if you like Goblins so much, how come you haven't finished the Grom campaign yet? I know. I'll get there. I'm trying to get some of the newer ones finished. I'm going to finish the newer campaigns, going to finish the Grom campaign, and then I have a couple of very special campaigns planned for early 2021 for you all. So I am working on getting things caught up. And we will get there. Let's take a look at the Goblin Army here to start with. It's got some Night Goblin fanatics. There are several Night Goblin archers, including the Rusty Heirs. There is a Night Gobbo Shaman, and got some good spells here in case it's needed. Curse of the Bad Moon, Itchy Nuisance, Vindictive Glare. We've got a Gobbo Big Boss, Skarsnik, because if you're going to scheme, you got to bring Skarsnik, okay? It's just how it is. We do have some goblins back here protecting a Doom Diver Catapult, the Hammer of Gork, and then a second Doom Diver Catapult. So range damage against heavy infantry will be a thing, and you can see that these Temple Guards are being appropriately targeted and almost nearly destroyed already. The Death Creepers got caught up with the Pop cohort. There are some Chameleon Skinks out supporting the Pop cohort. I like that combination. I like that a lot. We do have a Slann Mage, Lore of Life with Earthblood and Regrowth, as well as the Shield of the Old Ones. We're going to have a couple of Feral Carnosaurs supporting some Temple Guard and Saurus Warriors up front. There is a cohort of Sotek, and then a couple of standard Skink cohorts. You can see one of which is trying to chase away the archers, but they will be wrecked. The Pop cohort killed the Death Creepers and is now going to be looking for a second set of victims. But you can see the artillery is doing some serious work, and now the archery line is going to start getting a hold of these Carnosaurs. The Carnosaurs recognize it and charge straight through, wanting to hit the archers, but they both go after the same unit of archers. Unfortunately for the goblins, though, they rout before they can hold the Temple Guards long enough to send them routing. The light cavalry makes short work of the Skink cohort, and now they have the attention of the Pop cohort, who is hoping to catch them, but Force Goblin Spider Rider archers do poison, and it's going to slow down the Pop cohort significantly. And remember that poison no longer affects friendlies that it hits too since the update. Gonna get the fermented fungi over here, which is gonna hold the Carnosaur still and take away its melee defense. This will give Skarsnik a great opportunity to do some damage. And remember that the knockdowns for units like Skarsnik have been changed. I would think it applies to him. So he should be doing significantly more damage than in the past because he won't be getting knocked around. Now, of course, I don't know what knockdown looked like for Skarsnik previously. Did you have to knock down him and Gobla to pull it off? I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, the goblins having a hard time with the infantry for the Lizardmen, which is no surprise. Lizardmen infantry is going to be excellent against goblins. But the goblins are making use of some asymmetrical warfare here with all the range and the speed from the light cavalry. And the Pop cohort is now the picked apart cohort as they're being hit by multiple different missiles. Though they do manage to kind of connect with the spiders here, and then the support of the Chameleon Skinks is very timely because now the spiders will be poisoned and will slow down some, though their speed is still just slightly better than the picked apart cohort here. See the Carnosaurs really pushing over here too, trying to get to the catapult crews, but I like where the catapult crews are being pulled back where necessary and held to hopefully be used later. It's a good decision. See over here, one of the Carnosaurs did rout. It's going to be chased by the Gobbo Big Boss. That's a good idea. Make sure it leaves the battlefield entirely. You don't want that unit coming back. We got a Night Gobbo Shaman taking on the cohort of Sotek here. That is a very brave little Night Gobbo. He's got the Wah on his side at the moment, which will help out for a short period of time. The Pop cohort is almost nearly dead. There is a Goblin Wolf Rider archer in the back that'll need to come back from routing. You can see over here that the Chameleon Skink's catching up to and killing a Forest Goblin Archer, or Spider Rider Archer, though another Carnosaur knocked out of the fight, at least temporarily speaking. So yeah, this Gobbo is way out of his league here in that fight with the cohort of Sotek. He's trying to get away from it, but he's in bad shape. The Slann's after him too, but speaking of Slann, he's only got 26 speed. Skarsnik and Gobbler are faster, and the Slann's actually got nowhere to run at this point, and is being poisoned, which is why the speed's all the way down to 26, so this is going to be a dangerous situation for the Slann because he is a large target. No offense intended, you know, just speaking purely in terms of how the game does it here, so Skarsnik and Gobbler will get a bonus, and they poison attack themselves. Though the cohort of Sotek does what they should here and holds down the Goblin leadership, at least for a moment, but they're not going to last long. They're getting pieced apart by these archers as well. The archers and the mounted archers have done some tremendous work in this battle, and then also check out this Goblin Wolf Rider chariot. Also getting some nice work done. Most of the artillery is compromised at this point. There are some Goblin units coming back from routing all over the battlefield, and they'll need to be gathered back in. You can see over here, there's some, I don't know if the Goblins mean to not chase the Skinks. They're just standing there, shields facing them. That's actually not a good use of the Skink's ammunition here, so it actually is kind of good for the Goblins in this particular case. And yeah, this is where Skarsnik has caught up to the Slann, used the fermented fungi. Going to cause massive damage to the Slann, who can't move, or sorry, is rampaging. Sorry, they can move, but they're rampaging, which means usually they stick around and just take the fight in a way that they don't want to. Here comes a little missile fire. Nicely hit there by the Tomb Diver catapults. I guess the Slann is such a big target that they connected with them. Now the Carnosaur is going to go put an end to that. The Temple Guard is still alive after that rocky start. They've picked up a significant amount of kills. All things considered. You can see the Goblins pulling in all their units. These Skinks are needed over here very badly right now. The Night Goblin Shaman came back from routing, if only just, and then way back here after chasing a Carnosaur all the way across the map. You do have the big boss, and at this point, with the Slann out of the picture, the Goblins have a pretty great chance here. The Carnosaur, even poisoned, is very quick. And you can see that Wolf Rider, or actually he's not poisoned right now, I should say. The Wolf Rider's barely able to stay in front of him. A Carnosaur is a quick unit. He is poisoned because he's getting hit by those, never mind. But yeah, I mean, the Feral Carnosaur has decent armor, but I mean, there's no shield, and he's a big target, so he's going to take a lot of damage. I like this here, the Spider Rider Archer's out of ammo. They probably can't beat a Chameleon Skink in melee, but they can sure keep him busy and tie him down. Got the Rusty Heirs here who just got terrified, and I would be terrified too. I mean, if I'm a little goblin and this is what's happening near me, yes, I'm also terrified, so I completely empathize with the goblins in that situation. Completely empathize. And that whole just don't move and she won't see you, I don't know if that applies to Carnosaurs. May work on a T-Rex, but I'm assuming Carnosaurs are bred better. Gonna check out this action here with the Goblin Archers trying to skirmish the Carnosaur a little. Any hit points they can take off of that thing will work to their advantage. Look at this Chameleon Skinks proving just how annoying they are late into a game. They have decent melee. It's not great, but against light armor stuff, it will get them by. And because they have poison both in weapon damage and missile damage, it makes them a real pest to get rid of in certain situations. These chariots are going to really pay dividends now, as they're one of the few units that should do well against the Chameleon Skinks, at least on the charge. Not a lot of weapon strength, but then again, a Chameleon Skink, it doesn't take a lot of weapon strength, and it got the job done. So for your all Gobbo shenanigans, courtesy of HeirofCarthage, thank you, appreciate it. Like I said, I'll try and go get a link. I'll try and go get a link. Or no, sorry, this wasn't from HeirofCarthage. I apologize. I screwed up. I'll put like a thing up in the original too. This one was from a Rubber Duck of War. I got a different video from HeirofCarthage that I'm looking forward to showing you all. It is not this one. My bad. A Rubber Duck of War. This was his video, his full Gobbo madness. He says when the boys are away, the Gobbos will play. And indeed they did. I'll go back and put like a little banner back on the beginning of the video when I edit this that says that it's Rubber Duck of War and hang tight. But HeirofCarthage did give me a fun video that I'm looking forward to checking out with you all coming soon. It also involves the boys. So looking forward to that one. Get some sweet green skin action in here. Let's take a look at some of these units and see how they fared. Pretty decent value out of Skarsnik here, I think, all things considered. So not a bad deal for him. Let's look at this artillery, though. 814, 998. Not bad at all here from this unit. Doom Diver Catapults. I felt like that was a pretty nice one. Let's check out the value on some of these others. Really nice damage here on this Wolf Chariot. Look at that. Just total damage dealt is impressive. But 882 from a Wolf Chariot, I think, is a pretty darn good value. And then right here, 1230 from the Rusty Arrows, so also spectacular value. And even these cheap Spider Rider units, look at the 524 out of this one. That's a trade I'd take every time. 830 out of a Night Goblin again. That's a trade I would take just about any time. So some of these units getting in some pretty impressive stats for being, just standard Goblin units, all things considered. Let's take a look. Slann not getting a lot of damage done, but he was more of a support unit to begin with, if we're being honest. Even the Saurus Warriors here this one did a ton of damage and got near its value back, but even against Goblins where they do well, you can see the Goblin units are so cheap that value-wise it limits what the Saurus Warriors can do. Now, total damage-wise, it didn't limit them at all. Both these units were really dishing it out, and so was the cohort of Sotek. But it's just, again, they can get limited like this Temple Guard. Dealt a ton of damage, didn't do much value. And then the Skinks, these were very useful in the flanks, and this one dealt a ton of damage as well. They were helpful at holding off the flank. The Papa Pot cohort was limited too because it was attacking cheap skirmishing units the whole time, and then same thing with the Carnosaurs. So spreading out these goblins all over the place just makes it difficult for the lizards to cover all their bases. And fun battle. Hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing off for this one. If you did enjoy it, make sure and leave a comment. Click that like button. If you want to see more, you can subscribe. I guess since my channel is so old, YouTube is just busy deleting old subscribers. Like, my channel is just having subscribers deleting almost non-stop now. And a lot of my subscribers came like 8 or 9 years ago, so that could just be a function of YouTube saying when subscribers hit a certain age or something like that, or they haven't watched, they get rid of them. So if you want to subscribe, I'd love to have some new folks here, and I always appreciate you. Share it with your friends if you want to. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you all soon with some more Total War Warhammer 2 action.